to Apothecary After Dark.
Welcome back to Apothecary After Dark. I'm Danielle.
I'm Dina. We're so excited to be coming at you with another episode. We're going to be talking about one of our favorite subjects, one of our bestsellers. People are the most curious, interested, and intrigued by crystals.
Crystals.
So, let's talk Moldavite. Have you ever been scrolling? How many social media posts, how many TikToks have you seen where people are like...
People come in and they're like, hi, do you have that crystal that, like, I heard ruins your life and it's for transformation and, like, it'll just change everything? I'm so scared.
Right. So, as you can see, I'm holding a gigantic piece and I'm still standing here. I haven't been exploded. A comet hasn't hit me.
Well, it is...
Yet.
It is a crystal. It is a material item. It did come from outer space, and it is a stone of transformation. It's very, very special and unique, which is why it's very expensive.
Right, but it's not going to... It's a crystal, right? It's an object. It's not going to blow up your life in that way. You know, I've heard reports of people saying like people have passed away, dogs have died, this. I do not believe, and we're going to get into a little bit about the way all crystals work, but specifically Moldavite, that if it's not for your ultimate greatest and highest good and soul growth, that something so egregious will be caused to occur because of a crystal like Moldavite.
I have some personal experiences of working with Moldavite and life changes that may or may not have been associated with that. But I think even before we get into debunking what Moldavite does really well and what it doesn't do, I think it's important to talk about crystals and, you know, kind of taking the woo-woo of the mysticism of crystals, because people come up and they say, well, why do crystals even, like, work? Like, I don't get it. So the way that I like to simply explain it is there is science to it, and Dina can talk much, much more in depth to it, with the crystalline structure of a crystal. This is quartz. It's used in computers and technology around the world. That's facts.
Yeah. So they're in our phones. They're in the camera that's recording this podcast right now. Yeah.
It has a crystalline structure, which is consistent, okay? Humans are extraordinarily inconsistent and unstable energetic beings.
Yes.
So our energy is always fluctuating. Our moods might be off. Our hormones might be off.
Listen, it doesn't even have to be moods or hormones. Like, we literally just had the air conditioner go on, and you saw me, like, get completely distracted.
Right.
And that's just the way our energy as human beings are, right? It's dependent upon the weather. It's dependent upon who we're with. It's dependent upon... This is my famous example. I'm going to use this example. I use this example every time. Everybody has the pair of underwear that's at the bottom of the drawer. And when you get to that pair and you have to wear it, you're like, these go up my butt. But you didn't do laundry. And then you have to spend all day in the up the butt underwear. And that makes you in a bad mood.
So uncomfortable.
But that's enough. Like putting on the wrong underwear in a day will literally set your mood off.
Right.
So that's how we are as human beings. And and you ain't special. I'm not special. We're all this way.
Right.
But crystals are not that way. And that's why they're using computers.
Right. Crystals, so quartz is a master amplifier and conductor, and it can hold intention and hold energy and send energy in all different directions in a very powerful and impactful way.
And consistent.
And with speed and expediency. It will support whatever you want it to do. So that's the same for all crystals because of their crystalline structure. They are consistent and based on their mineral composition and based on a number of factors, the type, where it's from, they vibrate at a specific frequency consistently. So as a human, I say walk around the shop. If you feel yourself drawn to something, pick it up. handle it. There's a reason why you're being drawn to that, because maybe it's helping to stabilize something in you that you have a deficiency, or maybe that you just need a little extra support.
Right.
So that's how crystals work. By wearing them on your bracelets, as bracelets on your body, they consistently are near you in your energetic body, supporting you. And the same thing when they're around you.
Right. So that's why it's so important for us to give you this sort of basis of like what they do and what they don't do. Because it's an unrealistic proposition for somebody to come into the shop and say, I'm really looking for love. I really want a soulful, vulnerable, amazing, mature relationship that I could feel comfortable in and loved and held and seen, what we all want. And I'm going to buy this rose quartz and I'm going to put it next to my bed. And then that person's going to come and knock on my door.
Right.
If I were going to promise you like that to anybody, like it's just...
It's not reasonable.
It's not reasonable. It's not a realistic expectation. And again, like, yes, rose quartz is beautiful pink color. It's similar to clear quartz in that they're both quartz. They have the same SiO2, so silicon and 2 oxygen. So that's the molecular formula. But this has an added mineral component to it that gives it its color. And it gives you the frequency of love, right? Loving yourself, universal love, that agape love, but it can help support you feel good about yourself, give a beautiful, loving environment to your home. But is it going to make your failing relationship better? No. Work with your partner is going to do that.
Right. Well, what it will do by keeping it close to you and having it next to your bedside and in your home, it will help support your heart chakra and the emotionality of your heart chakra.
The energy of it, but you still have to act.
So that will support your own energy. In turn, it will raise your vibration and strengthen your frequency that you put out to the world. And it's like a magnet. So what you put out into the world, you also attract back into yourself. So by raising your vibration, you start attracting at that frequency.
Exactly.
That's how energy works. That's subtle energy. And that's just the basic principle of energy, because energy can neither be created nor destroyed, simply transmuted. So that's what working with energy healing, that's what working with crystals does, and working with different correspondences of oils and all the other
starting
things.
to layer all those things together.
Yep.
Most of the time when people come into the shop, they're in a place where they're looking for typically one of 3 things.
Yeah.
Right? They're looking for love. I'm not going to sing the song. They're looking for some abundance, either manifesting a new job, a new career, actual cash, something like that.
Yep.
Or they're looking for a feeling of safety and protection because they feel maybe they feel out of control and under the influence of the energies of somebody else. So maybe they live with somebody or they work with somebody that's like a little bit more like negative leaning, or maybe they feel that they're aggressive and they feel under attack by that person.
Or if they feel unstable, like maybe they have some job insecurity, like they feel insecure, so
like they need
might
protection.
They might need a fortified root chakra just to like help strengthen their sense of safety and of security.
Right. So when people, I would say 75% of the people that come into the shop are, for the first time, are interested in one of those 3 topics, right? Yeah. And so again, we have to be really careful about the idea of supporting the energy of, like Danielle said, like the rose quartz isn't going to make somebody knock on your door, but it is going to support your heart. It's going to, maybe it's going to make you be more open to vulnerable conversations. Right. Maybe in working with, amazonite, which is a throat chakra stone, it's going to make you feel more able to speak the vulnerabilities of your heart, which is one of the most critically important things in relationship, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we're talking about here.
Right.
It's not it is, they're beautiful. It is woo-woo because they're beautiful. And even though they are scientific in their molecular structure and their crystalline structure and the way that they take our chaotic energy and stabilize it through their crystalline structure, you need to work with them hand in hand. And that's the other big question. How do you work with crystals?
Right. Well, how do you work with them? There's a lot of different ways. We can get back to the Moldavite before.
Yeah, we're definitely going to circle back to Moldavite.
Yeah, I want to be able to talk about that just to like debunk any fears or like so that people know how it can help support you. But how do you work with them? Like I said, you can wear bracelets. I wear a lot of bracelets. It depends on what's going on and what my energy is.
Do you choose your bracelets every day? Like, so you take them off at the end of the day and then you put them back on in the morning?
I always take my bracelets off every day. I can't sleep with jewelry. I adorn myself every morning. So it depends. Like, actually, I changed up this.
I adorn myself.
Yes, I do.
Very Aphrodite.
So there's some that I wear pretty consistently. I always wear my 3 bangles, but then lately I've been wearing my Larimar a lot, which is very like calming and soothing. This one's all dedicated to personal growth and gentle communication. It's very calming. And then the purples are just very calming and associate with intuition. And this is a joyful chrysoprase. It's very like joyful and happy heart. Yeah. But these, I have emerald, and then I have clear quartz with Libyan desert glass.
Beautiful.
Labradorite, and then I have carnelian and citrine with Ganesha. So I was feeling like I wanted a little fire and abundance and clearing obstacles.
Beautiful.
And just drawing that energy. So that's new. And then I'm wearing my citrine ring.
Beautiful.
And then this is an emerald ring.
Beautiful.
So heart and joy and abundance and
I love it.
Yeah. So
and emerald's prosperous too.
Yeah.
So emerald's heart and prosperity as well, and also very royal. So it's really interesting. So think about everything you know about stones that you know a lot about: diamonds, rubies, sapphires, emeralds. We all know those, right? We've all looked at the Macy's catalog when we were kids. Okay, maybe not all of us, because now they're like, what's a catalog?
I've always loved sapphires.
Right. Yeah.
It's our birthstone,
but you look at a jewelry catalog, or now you're scrolling, whatever, and you're looking at jewelry. You're gonna know what those stones are. What's really interesting is those stones that we've used or the royals have used to adorn themselves, like rubies, sapphires, emeralds, and diamonds, citrines, they do give an extra lens of like an air of royalty to them. So even though like sapphire is a beautiful wisdom stone, emerald's a wonderful heart stone and abundance stone, it also like lends like this. I'm like thinking like it's not like hot stuff, but like think royal. Like think of
it's
like
richness.
It is. It's like chin up buttercup. Ain't nobody gonna crap all over you because you're a royal.
Yeah, you
you're
feel
a royal.
good.
No, I'm not gonna sing Lords. I'm not gonna do it.
So, I mean, you can keep these around your house too. And it does benefit you. So if there's an area of the house that you want to foster calm, then you can have some blues and some pinks so that it's very soothing. Like you can tell just aesthetically, you'll be drawn and be like, oh, this is very calming. This will help. This is labradorite. It's very gorgeous. It helps open up your intuition, and it's very magical, and it's a stone of like all the extra senses, but it's also very joyful because it's a gray matrix. But as you shift it, I don't know how it's appearing in camera, but you can see different flecks of beautiful colors, and it's all about finding the rainbow through the storm. So it's also overcoming darker days. So there's a lot of depth, and there's not just one meaning. This is hematoid quartz. It actually has hematite in it. It's very grounding, yet stabilizing, and it helps boost your vitality.
Yeah, fiery. I love it. Yeah. It just like, it makes me feel like I could sort of like handle anything when I'm around it. It's just like nice, fiery passion.
Vitality.
Yeah. I have rose quartz all over my communal living space. What's really great, this is polished. It doesn't come out of the earth this way, but you can get rough pieces of rose quartz. They're really affordable, and I actually have them on my front porch. I have them in my kitchen. I have them in my living room on side tables. So I really like to create a warm and welcoming environment for not only visitors, but the people that are just living in the house in our community, like our living room and our kitchen. And our front porch is like our extended living room in the warmer months. So that's something like really easy that you can do. And even, for example, at work, you know, you need to focus at work, or maybe a student's desk, a new college student working with fluorite is so good because it helps organize our thoughts. So that's, you know, something that we can do where we're like almost like setting it and forgetting it. We're replacing our crystals, and we are, you know, sort of like gridding our house by having different energies around that support us. Like, what can we put by our bedside table? Well, you know, maybe aquamarine would be really nice there. And selenite's really nice there. Maybe the garnet would feel good, and the lepidolite.
Well, one of the things when people come in that is commonly requested is they say that they suffer from anxiety and stress, and
everybody
they're so frazzled.
these days.
So we specialize in providing remedies and recommendations. So one of my favorite combinations is the following. So this is called lepidolite.
So good.
It literally has lithium in it, which is used for medication to help calm and address these afflictions. So talk about just harnessing the energy of the earth and the minerals. We respond to this. So this is lepidolite. This is my favorite. It's garnet. I call these garnet love bombs. This is a deep, deep red. It's grounding with love. So it provides you with the energy of feeling safe and secure, like a warm hug. Like somebody that you trust, you just fold into their arms and it's like, I've got you,
And
boo.
you like collapse into them, like that, just sort of like,
That's
like a real hug. Not like a fake hug when people are like, can I have a hug? And you're like, right.
No, it's like a little girl running into her dad's arms.
Yeah,
like,
so good.
Like a good hug. So that, because this will stop you feeling so anxious, but then this will help you feel safe. And then I like combining it with smoky quartz, which transmutes that excess frenetic energy, and it gives it to Mother Earth, and it brings in that calm and grounding.
Because think about when we're anxious. What's going on is it's just thinking.
Yeah.
We will have this
overthinking.
Crazy mind.
Of overthinking.
Right. Well, you know, your brain ain't so special. Everybody loves that overthinking game. Everybody loves that. Like people like, I can't meditate. I can't shut my mind off. I'm like, oh no crap. You don't just have a light switch there. You can't just shut your mind off. Like my mind is never actually off. My mind is never off.
You just don't engage it at that.
So here's the thing. Sometimes like we have, you know, what's great about smoky quartz and the garnet too is all the energy's up here when we're in that anxious loop. Here. And what we want to do is we want to draw the energy down. So we're not so in this like big cloud swirl. Like imagine if you could visualize what that energy looked like of you constantly overthinking. It would be like this huge like whoosh, whoosh. And we want to like bring that storm down.
And bring it down. So the smoky quartz will bring it down through the chakras in your feet, give it to Mother Earth, and just bring it down. And, you know, you can get a pocket stone of this and keep it in your pocket. You can get a palm stone and meditate with this. You can just keep it somewhere accessible if you start feel anxious. It also, what's that term that they use? Whether it's real or perceived, like
the placebo effect.
The placebo effect.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I know somebody that suffered extreme PTSD, and I said, why don't you try keeping this in your pocket? It helps me. Maybe it'll help you. He goes, I got to tell you, this has helped me more than any other technique I've tried. He was just grateful.
Sometimes you need to put like you said, whether it's placebo or not, we can't speak to that, and I don't think anybody could speak to that. However, if it makes you feel better and it leaves you in a better place and you're better able to live life on your own terms without overthinking, without worry, then there isn't any harm in it because it's making you a better human being, especially for all those around you. Yeah. And they don't have to be, like Danielle said, these big gigantic things. I actually snuck a bunch of little pocket stones in here. So I want you to see like something like, you know, rose quartz, $2 or $3. Here's the same lepidolite that's in that gigantic tower, you know, $3, $4. And you could stick these in your pockets. You could put them, this is selenite. It cleanses and clears other crystals. So I did want to show that. You know, a lot of people be like, what do? I just like set it there and then like it's always good. Like, you know, every once in a while you feel like it needs to like go out in the moon or sit on a selenite dish or in a selenite bowl. You could do that. And then when you
can run under cold water even.
You know,
or
they
hold
speak
it in your
to you.
hands and set the intention to like clear it.
So, you know, it's just, it doesn't have to be a big production. Like Danielle said, it could be a garnet. You're feeling unsteady, unsure, and anxious, and you're just putting it in your pocket. And that's a good enough way to work with it. But I think we should circle back to our scary friend, Moldavite.
So
I'm going to take it out.
Yeah, it's this gorgeous green dimpled crystal. So what happened is, 15 million years ago? More?
Very, 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 very,
multiple millions of years
multiple millions of years ago.
There was a meteorite that struck the Earth, and it happened over the desert.
No, over Moldavia. You're talking about Libya.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. So Moldova, which is the Czech Republic, and once it collided, it created this glassine material that is green, and it's
called a tektite. So the classification is tektite. So it's when extraterrestrial material hits Earth and the resultant heat fuses that space material with the Earth material, and it creates something new, which is a tektite.
So it is a glassine type texture. It's very unique that it's dimpled. You have to be careful with the source that you're buying it from. It's extraordinarily imitated.
Always, because it's very rare. Because Earth can make more quartz. Earth can make more labradorite. Earth can make more of everything on this table. Earth cannot make more Moldavite. But it is incredibly transformative.
Yes.
And I think what it's known for most, and which is why people get really scared, is that it literally will take what isn't meant for your highest good, or, you know, those like relationships that we're in and we know that we shouldn't be them anymore, or like jobs that you're in that really are dead ends for you and aren't serving you. And maybe you would have gotten out of there eventually. You probably would have gotten out of there eventually, but Moldavite's going to like take that rug and be like, girl, figure it out now.
Yeah.
And
I equate it to like the tower.
Yeah, it can feel scary because it can feel very abrupt, but
the warning signs were there. So if you're in that dead-end relationship and you're like, oh, well, I really just don't have feelings for him anymore, but, like, you know, it's so convenient and, like, I just don't have the guts to, like, break it off. Like, you might find out about an infidelity, or you might get dumped, or you might, like, something from the universe is going to swoop right in and remove that from your life.
Your greatest good. And I think that's what we have to keep in mind about all crystals, not just Moldavite, is that they all are to support your greatest good, your soul path, what you're meant to accomplish, what lessons you're meant to learn, what lessons you're meant to integrate. And so that's really why, you know, they're fascinating. They've been, you know, human beings have been working with them for thousands of years, and why we love them so much. So we want to hear from you.
Yeah.
What are your favorite crystals? What are your burning crystal questions? Because I'm sure this is the first of very many episodes on crystals, because it's our number one most requested product.
Yeah, I mean, we have a massive amount of crystals to explore. So while we do this every day, I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions that we'd be happy to answer. So definitely let us know.
If you're looking to learn more on crystals, we will be hosting in the next coming months over the summer an Intro to Crystals, Crystals 101 class that you can take in person or virtually. We also do have a virtual Crystal Witch module. It's 9 1.5-hour classes that are actually available on our website. That it's self-paced learning.
Yep.
Those are available. Those are available to you as well, and you actually get crystals with the class, a whole kit that's sent to you, and then you get all like your recorded links.
Yeah.
So we want to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. Share with your friends. Sharing is caring. If you liked this episode, like, follow, subscribe, share, and let us know your burning questions. All the social medias, we're at Amityville Apothecary, and we will see you again next time.
Take care, guys. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks so much for listening to us today. We look forward to connecting with you again soon, so be sure to come back for the next episode.
And make sure to follow us on social media. It's the fastest way you can get in touch with us at Amityville Apothecary, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. And of course, like, subscribe to this podcast. We are eternally grateful for your support.